I'm Milo Buitrago-Casas. I'm a research scientist at the Space Science Lab in UC Berkeley, and I'm right now serving as the principal investigator of FOXSI. We are very excited to be here at the Poker Flat Research Range. We are getting prepared to integrate and put FOXSI on the rocket rail. FOXSI is the fifth iteration of the FOXSI sounding rockets. FOXSI stands for the Focusing Optics X-ray Solar Imager, and as its name indicated, is a telescope that we put as the payload of one of these sounding rockets. And the payload is fully optimized to look at the sun in X-rays. What we want to do is to observe the sun in X-rays, but not at any time, but only when there is a medium to large solar flare occurring. So every time there is a large solar flare, there is a bunch of X-rays being emitted everywhere, and we basically optimize FOXSI to catch those X-rays with the highest sensitivity so far and the higher dynamic range. Now, more than ever before, the humanity, we are technologically dependent to our satellite technology. And the sun constantly emits all this plasma into the interplanetary space. Some of the times that plasma hits Earth, that plasma interacting with our planet can damage satellites, can break our technology that depends on those satellites. And by observing all these phenomena in X-rays, we can learn about the physics and the dynamics that is happening there. So the more we learn about these solar flares, the more we can prevent possible damages on our technology, and we can also learn more physics of the plasma that composes the sun. Ever since I was a child, I wondered about what those bright stars were out there. And as I grew up and I started studying my own profession, I'm a physicist, I realized that the sun was the closest star that we had, and it gave us a unique opportunity to study the stars. It's a very unique time to be a solar scientist, and everybody watching this, if you can go into science engineering, we need everybody here contributing. There are many technicians, administrative people, engineers, scientists, all working for the same missions.